Our next problem is to write a formula for the ionic compound that forms from each pair of elements. Our first pair of elements is sodium and sulfur. So first we're going to write the element symbols. So we have Na for sodium and S for sulfur. Next we're going to look at the periodic table and see what charge is formed. So sodium tends to form a +1 charge, while sulfur tends to form a 2- charge. Next, we're going to crisscross these charges like so. So our final answer is Na2S, and that is the most simplified version. Now we're going to confirm that the sum of the charges, which is the cations or the positive charges, and the anions, the negative charges, cancels out. So we have 2 +1 charges and 1 2- charge. So we have a 2+ and a 2-. So those do cancel out. Our next pair of elements is strontium and oxygen. So we're going to start off by writing the symbols. So we have Sr for strontium and O for oxygen. Now we're going to write the charges. So strontium tends to form a 2+, and oxygen tends to form a 2-. So now we're going to crisscross these charges. So we get Sr2O2. Now this can be further simplified to just simply SRO. Now let's verify that the sum of the charges cancels out. So we have 1 2+ charge and 1 2- charge. So we have a 2+ and a 2-. So those do cancel out. Next we have aluminum and sulfur. So we're going to start off by writing the element symbol. So we have Al for aluminum and S for sulfur. Now we're going to write the charges. Aluminum tends to form a 3+ cation, and sulfur tends to form a 2- anion. Now we're going to crisscross these charges. So we get Al2S3. Now that is the most simplified version. We cannot simplify that any further. Now we're going to verify that the charges cancels out. So we have 2 3+ charges and 3 2- charges. So we have a 6+ and a 6-. Those do cancel out, so that is correct. Our last pair of elements is magnesium and chlorine. So we're going to start off by writing the element symbols. We have Mg for magnesium and Cl for chlorine. Next, we're going to write the charges. Magnesium tends to form a 2+ cation, and chlorine tends to form a 1- charge. Now we're going to crisscross these charges. So we get MgCl2. Now that is the most simplified version. It cannot be simplified further than that. So now let's verify that the charges cancels out. So we have 1 2+ charge and 2 1- charges. So we have 2+ and 2-. Those charges do cancel out, so that is correct.